Operation 1, Mission 3, and I have some bad news. I did not do so well in the last mission. In the video you saw, it looked like I did great, but in my saved version, I did not do so great. Beast was injured, so he's going to have to miss out on this mission to heal. And we also lost the PPC, our only decent weapon, although technically I have an autocannon, which I put in the Uller, which I like it as well. The PPC was our best weapon. I had to put some other weapons in our fire starter to compensate. So now it's just got missiles, lasers, and the flamer. I hired 2 new pilots for the next mission. They both have the exact same stats, which happens sometimes because there's only a certain number of combinations. They have piloting as a primary, jumping as a secondary, and the other 2 are in the toilet. Fiend. Don't let the name fool you. Fiend is anything but. He'll even lend you money at a reasonable rate if you need it. Well, I have found no way to borrow money from this guy, so I don't think that tooltip is very accurate.
I'm Fiend.
He'll be getting a first commando. Rooster, born and raised on a backwater world of the Lyran Commonwealth, Rooster can steer a mech through the tightest terrain. He does have good piloting skill. Neither of these guys have good gunnery, but they're going into commandos, which have some streaks for them to shoot. So the streaks are guaranteed hits. Rooster, by the way, sounds like he's from the country. When you hear him talk in missions, like a redneck out in the sticks or something. The good news is that I got the Highlander in my saved version. I can't remember if I got it in the video I recorded. I actually got all weapons and the sensor, which is pretty rare. Usually when you salvage a mech, the sensor is toast. That's the rarest thing to salvage off of a mech. Got all weapons and the sensor. But it came at a price, losing our one and only PPC, which is not in the store. I cannot even get a replacement right now, and Beast is injured. Luckily, I have enough available pilots now, having hired these 2 new guys, and we still have Siren and Hawk from before. Let's read the mission. Escort Raven mech to safety. Link up with Raven, escort Raven to extraction point. So this is a rescue mission. 5 artillery strikes, 2 small, 3 large. We're going to need all of them. One of our valuable Raven scout mechs separated during the initial combat drop has been located. The mech's powerful sensors are intact, but its pilot, Mystique, has powered it down to avoid detection by a nearby enemy cargo transfer post. We know she's somewhere near the northwest end of the island we're dropping you on, but we don't know exactly where. We just have a range. You need to search this area and find her. She will not show up on sensors because she powered down the mech, and you cannot detect shutdown mechs without a beagle equipped. And she's the one with the beagle. She's in the Raven. But we'll be able to find her without too much trouble. We just look for her mech. Get one of your units near the Raven, and Mystique will power up and give you command authority. Then protect Mystique and escort her to the extraction point immediately southeast of your drop point. Down here. There is a large quantity of Smoke, Jaguar, and Bondsman mechanized forces in the area, along with some mechs. Pick your fights carefully and use the terrain to give yourself every advantage possible. Remember, Mystique must live to get to the extraction point along with your forces. Good luck. There's definitely plenty of enemies on this map. There's 6 light mechs. You only have to fight 2 of them to get to the exit. And there are many other vehicles, some of which you can skip. However, I recommend that you fight as much stuff as possible because 6 enemy mechs is an opportunity to salvage 6 enemy mechs. And the 2 over here, which you don't have to fight, are guarding a large amount of salvage. I think there's 4 or 5 buildings there to salvage. The ones here are also guarding buildings that you can salvage. And there's even more salvage up here, although it's vehicles, and you have no reason to go over here except to salvage those and fight the vehicles for kills. You could just skip it though if you want to. start the mission. We're 5 tons underweight, so I'll be getting a 5-ton bonus. I usually try and get as close as possible, but if I'm 5 or 10 tons under, I typically just take the bonus, unless I have an available mech that can drop. So I don't have another 30-ton mech to upgrade the commandos, and I don't have a 35-ton mech to upgrade these guys. So we're 5 tons under.
Commencing deployment. Mech warriors prepare for combat.
First thing, capture this, run away. You don't want to sit there. They're nuking the bridge to cut us off from the extraction point. That means we'll have to go all the way around the map to get to the extraction after we get Mystique. Now, you want to run away as fast as possible because this guy will start shooting at you from across the river. And he has 2 light autocannons with plenty of ammo, 100 per gun. It's hard to deal with him because the majority of your weapons in this game have a short range. So if you can't close distance on something that's not worth fighting, make sure you pick this up before you run away. There's multiple paths on this map. You can go up the left side here, but I don't recommend it. There's missile turrets that'll shoot at you, and they do it from across the river. So like I said before, it's not worth the trouble when most of your weapons are short range. I'm just going to take the normal route on the road.
I got a new sensor trace.
These harassers, these are new enemy vehicles. From this point on, you'll be fighting tougher enemy vehicles than before. You're not going to see too many of those armored cars anymore. So these harassers have quad SRM2s, or an SRM8 if you prefer. It's an easy way to take these things out though. See the gas tanks?
I got it.
Come on, guys. Thank you.
Beam here. I've got sensor traces.
Do not fight near those tanks. Shoot the tanks from a distance. There's a small base. You can go around it, but I don't recommend it. Because there's 2 bunkers in here you can take. But I'm not going to take it just yet. I want to get Mystique first, because the sooner you get Mystique, the sooner she can help you in combat.
Rooster here. Hey, I got a contact.
I recommend waiting on all of the mechs until you get her to help you out. I think this is another mountain here, but not a very big one. We know she's to the northwest. I know exactly where she is, but even if you don't, she's not too much trouble to find. You just stumble around on that part of the map, you can clearly see her mech here.
I got a new sensor trace.
Come over to her, she'll power up. Now we have another mech. I'm going to attack these strikers now. This is another new vehicle. They're stacked with LRMs.
Enemy fire.
Want to rush them as fast as we can with light mechs.
I'm seeing. I've got sensor traces.
These guys will tear you apart from long range if you ignore them for too long. Close distance so they can't fire. Sirens already getting torn up here.
I think I have a contact.
That's it for him. Beam here. I think I've got.
Now we're going to go up here.
Rooster here. I got a new sensor trace.
Now there's a difficult fight up here.
This is Hawk. My sensors have a new contact.
I want to see if I can airstrike. Oh crap. They're going to chase me, aren't they? Hope I can lure them out and maybe they'll stop. These are condors.
I think I have a contact.
They're well armored. They have a Clanner large pulse laser. I'm hoping they'll stop at some point. I don't want to fight them. I want to airstrike them.
Mystique here.
These things are a bigger threat than the damn commandos because of the large pulse laser. Just airstrike them. Problem solved. You can't airstrike in the shroud, so I had to lure them out. And speaking of airstrikes, well, I'll just wait on that one.
Mystique here. I think I have a contact.
We're gonna have Mystique do our base capture.
Enemy components captured.
There's 2 patrols over here. I'm not gonna bother with those. We need to conserve our strength for the fights that matter. That particular fight, there's nothing over there to capture. I came over here to get the resource bunker. This is a good map where you don't necessarily want to fight everything that's on it. There's too many enemies out there. You'll start to get worn down. I'm waiting for that patrol to come back. As for the commandos, we'll drop our other airstrike right here in the middle. Try and rip both of them up. You can skip these guys, but I don't recommend it because there's 2 more components. Come on, guys. You're being shot at. Wake up. Oh boy, that's not a good spot to be in. We're aggroing the other group on top of this group. I don't think they'll chase over here, though. No, those are 2 commandos right there. This is a mission you might have to practice at if you're going to try to get all of the salvage. So if you take the north route, you'll fight those 2 commandos. If you take this route, you can fight these 2 commandos and then cut your way through the forest to avoid the other 2. If you're not going to fight them all, I recommend the middle route because you get vision of them with the mountain. You can airstrike, kill them, take the 2 bunkers. The other 2 commandos, these 2 commandos here, they're not guarding anything. So if you're not going to fight both groups, skip the top group. And there is nothing up here, which I'll show you. I played this mission a few times. I needed to practice. Now these 2 commandos here, send our commandos in first.
I've got a new contact.
These 2 commandos here are actually J's. They jump jet across the lake when they detect you. There's an island up here that you can't reach, and they jump jet across. If you don't take this route, they'll never detect you, and you can just skip them. I'm trying to pull them now, or at least one of them. If you ease your way to him, you can pull one by himself. See that? Why fight both if you don't have to? It's not my fault they're dumb. I guess he shouted to his friend, "Don't worry, I got this." And he walked over here against 5 mechs.
Leave it to me. Piece of cake.
I'm not gonna fight them fair if I don't have to. These are Commando J's, the weakest mech in the game. They have the least amount of armor versus anything else. I'm actually going to salvage one of those. My saved version of this map has a Commando J and one of the fire starters. So that's 4 of the light mechs down. I'm making very good time on this level. Typically takes about 30 minutes to do this. We already don't have much left. Checking the bunkers. There's the fire starters. I don't want to fight them just yet because I have a nasty strategy for taking them out. If you fight them in a fair fight, 2-on-1 or 5-on-2, you're going to take much more damage than you need to. I'll have you do this, Rooster. What you can do instead, don't shoot that.
Rooster here, building captured. You betcha, sir.
What you can do instead is take this supply base here, which has 2 cannon turrets. They then start pulling fire starters to the base. They will chase you. sure. I don't remember how close to get. He was past the corner of the road. Really? You can't detect me?
Rooster
Oh,
here. Hey,
oh boy.
I got a contact.
Run away. Probably screwed that up. I only wanted to get one of them. And I think they're both coming. Yeah, kind of screwed that up. They're both going to attack us. If you do that right, you can get one of them by themselves. Or by himself.
I'm taking fire.
Didn't quite go according to plan. We should still be able to win this, though.
I'm getting battered, sir. This is Siren.
See if I can get Siren out of here. Go over there. You guys get in the way. Make them switch targets.
Rooster here. Dogger, keep up. Good.
Still got this. We're just taking more damage than we needed to.
This is Mystique. They've got me raised.
But if you pull them back here, the cannon turrets will help you out.
I'm getting torn out.
Oh boy, he hit my Raven. She's on fire. I always like the Raven in this game because of the enlarged beak that it does not have in the other Mech Warrior games. Okay, now we have a new threat to deal with. Everyone go up there except you. You'll be the fighter. Do not capture that yet. That container stack, do not capture it yet. If you capture it, you might lose it. In the meantime, we're going to capture all of this.
Enemy components
Watch how much
captured.
stuff I get because I cleared
Enemy
this.
components captured.
Sir, building captured. I'll take
Enemy
care of it.
components captured.
Siren here,
Enemy
sir. Building
components
captured.
captured.
Sir, building captured.
Siren's getting all the
I got
goods.
Enemy components
Sir, building
captured.
captured.
5 buildings. Can't get this one. Everyone else will just wait here. Okay. You remember that Mad Cat in the FMV? Well, on the 3rd level, he decided to make you deal with your own. Look at that. Don't even bother trying to fight this thing in a fair fight. He will gun down your entire lance and murder everybody. 2 ERPPCs, 4 LRMs, large pulse, heavy flamer. In the opening FMV, you saw him using machine guns. That's not even a weapon in this game, so I found that funny. They actually have ERPPCs. If he would have just used those in the FMV, that Raven would have been toast in 1 or 2 volleys. Here's my strategy for taking down the Mad Cat. Instead of trying to flank him and hoping that he's an idiot, just airstrike him. Every time I do this, the results are different. Sometimes he'll die in 3 airstrikes. Sometimes he won't. Other times, he'll come all the way up to this base and start shooting the turrets. Wow, that barely scratched him. He will usually go down in 3 airstrikes. Crippled this half of his mech so far. There we go. He's done. He's gone. No salvage. But I wasn't going to salvage him anyway. On my save of the map, I only have a fire starter and one of the Commando J's. I did not get the Mad Cat there either. And I could have saved scummed for the Mad Cat, but I decided I didn't really care about it. I'm happy enough with the other stuff. I didn't want to play all the way to the end of the mission, all the way up till this part, and try to do this over and over. I was happy enough just getting that Commando and the fire starter. If I would have gotten the Mad Cat afterwards, then I'd have all 3, but I didn't have them.
Captured.
Rooster here. Building captured.
So now you take the resource node. Sometimes the Mad Cat will get pissed off and come to this base. And so this is your fallback. He'll start shooting at the turrets, and you can escape up the map. That's why you don't capture this yet, because he'll shoot at that if you own it. That's not the intended way you're supposed to take him out, but it does give you a chance to salvage. You could just shoot these fuel tanks when he runs by them. The problem with that, though, is that he'll most likely get a shot off on you in the time it takes you to take out the gas tanks, and he can instant get one of your mechs in that time period. So I don't recommend it. You could blow the gas tanks before he gets within range of you. Just shoot them right away. They'll take out the bridge, and he'll be stuck down here. That's what you're supposed to do. If you're going to use the gas tanks, you may as well just trap him as opposed to blowing him up, because either way you won't get the salvage. See, there's nothing down here but his barracks. His own personal barracks, I guess, on this island. If you destroy a mech with the gas tanks, you're not getting the salvage. You can forget about it. If you airstrike him, however, and then if he's still alive after the airstrike, just finish him off with your mechs, you can then get the salvage. But in this particular run, I didn't get the salvage anyway. So I just wasted the airstrikes for nothing, essentially. But I did show you a decent way to take him down and possibly get the salvage. And what I'm doing here is pulling. I don't want to fight next to those tanks. I want him to fight next to the tanks. I'll show you why. Watch. See? I don't want to be that guy. You can be that guy, but I won't be that guy.
Enemy components captured.
Got some container stacks.
Enemy components captured.
Building captured.
I got it.
So I think I just showed you the best way to do the entire level. I killed pretty much all of the enemies except for 2 vehicles over here. You can barely see them here. But there's nothing else to salvage up there. It's just 2 extra kills that I didn't want to bother with and risk taking damage that we don't need. So at the start we have container stack. Here we have 2 container stacks. Here we have a bunker to capture. Mystique was right here. There's nothing to take there. There's 2 commandos. If you don't want to fight them, just cut through the middle here. You can burn through the trees. But this you want to take because of these. And then you've got 5 here. 1 here. And 2 more here. And that's it. Get the Raven to the extraction point, it should complete.
Mission objective complete. Mission successful.
It gets even better. You get to keep Mystique and the Raven. She's being adopted to your company. I believe she's from X-Ray Company. After they got wiped out, she had to run away and hide somewhere. Now we were able to rescue her and bring her into the fold on our company. Let's look at the goods we got. Let's see. 2 LRM racks, sensor, that's an intermediate. Clan Pulse. That's even better than their regular laser, but it still has a short range though. With the clans, the regular laser is medium. Their pulse is still at short, but it's still better than their regular. So with the clans, you're choosing between either range or DPS. With ours, they're both short, and the pulse is just better on DPS. You have a streak, fire starter A, 3 heavy flamers, pulse laser, 2 clan LRM racks, pulse laser, another clan RLM rack, SRM pack, PPC. That's what we need because that's what I lost. So now I have a replacement PPC, and then a large pulse laser. Now this salvage is not the salvage that I'm going with since I pre-saved the first 6 levels. However, it is mostly the same except for the 2 mechs. I have a fire starter and then I had a Commando J. So I still have all of these weapons. So on my version of the run, I lost a PPC, and then on both versions I got a PPC. So I'll have my PPC back. No promotions. but we did get plenty of skill ups across the board. Where's Rooster? So he actually got a skill up to gunnery. Bean did not. Hers went up. She already had a ton of points. Mystique got some skill ups. 22,000 credits, 5 tons under maximum. And I got the video under 30 minutes. So all around, that was a pretty damn good run. See you in the next mission.